Hello Ravencoin lovers, welcome to Raven Rebels video about programming with Ravencoin, IPFS and Puppeteer. We will programmatically use IPFS and we will use the framework Puppeteer to scrape twitter.com and we will go to Twitter, we will check for the latest tweets about Ravencoin. And we will save that as a screenshot and we will upload it on IPFS and then we will make a transaction on the Ravencoin blockchain. Okay, let's start with that. So first off, to be able to, we will use a service called Infura. Infura is used a lot in Web3 and Ethereum. They are huge when it comes to Ethereum APIs, but they also have a beta version of their IPFS API. And that's what we're going to use. If you are registered and have a project over at Infura, then you can also pin the IPFS, the content, so it's there forever. Okay, and to be able to programmatically work with Infura, we will use a project called a package called IPFS HTTP client under JS IPFS. Why does it say? Okay, it's on GitHub. And so what we will do is we will scrape this page. You see we have searched for the Ravencoin tag, hashtag Ravencoin. So this is the URL. And then we will use Puppeteer, another package library which uses Chrome, so we can programmatically use Chrome to take screenshots and stuff. And then we make the transaction. So let's get started. Let's call our project whatever, IPFS scraping, whatever. Okay, so we set up a new an empty package. And let's start by scraping this page using Puppeteer. And to do that, we need to install Puppeteer. So let's do that. And they have some nice examples. So let's just take the first example here. It goes to a web page. Takes a screenshot. That's what we like. That's what we want. Let's do that when the installation is ready. Okay, nice. Let's open a new file. And then we open this one in Visual Studio Code, our editor. So we get Puppeteer. And here we don't want to go to example.com. Instead, we want to go to this URL. We want to have the latest Ravencoin. So let's do this. Like that. So now we should be able to run this code and it should create a file called example.png. Here we go. Did we get that? Yes, we did get a file. And what you see here is that the web page has not fully loaded. So we took a screenshot of the not loaded page. Not so good. So let's make some changes to this code. We would like to so for example, what you can do is when we say go to page, then in Puppeteer you can add some options. So you can say wait until, and we give it the value, should be text network idle 0, I think it is. So now we say to Puppeteer, wait until this stuff has, until the network has loaded. A bit better. And we would like to set the viewport let's set it to 1920 with and height equals 1080. So now it should be full HD. Set the viewport to full HD and wait. Let's see if that's better. Now we have a larger picture. Looks better. And then, I mean, we don't need this part and we don't need that part. So we only want to have the articles. And we can, I use dark mode, that's why it's black here. So we can inspect this part of the element and say that this is a header element. So we want to hide the header. In Puppeteer you can do that by adding some style sheet to the page. So you can say await page add style tag, and it should be content equals, and then the CSS code display none important. I think that this will do. Add style tag, hide the header. Nope. Strange. Let's run it again to see if it's... Oh, sorry, we took... Oh. I actually have COVID. I tested positive for COVID. I can blame that. Of course, we took the screenshot before we added the style tag. Let's do it again. Ah, perfect. Now the header is gone. Now we just want to hide the stuff here on the side, and let's see if we can find something in the document object model, DOM, that identifies this part of the page. So it's part of the main. And here we go. Here we go. Here's something. Okay, test ID sidebar column. Let's hide that. So, okay, now we hide the header. Let's hide it was data test ID equals sidebar column. Should be the same. Display none important. Let's do it again. Ooh, looks much better. Now we only have the content that we want, and we don't need this hugely. The viewport doesn't have to be 1920, so let's change that to like 800. That sounds good. Nope, that was shitty bad. Why was it so bad? Let's try it again. Okay. It's okay. Okay, so now we have a picture, an image, a screenshot. Now we want to add this to IPFS. How can we do that? Well, we use this IPFS HTTP client. So let's do npm install nice. So now it's so then we say and I think it's create that we want from require IPFS HTTP client. I think this is what we should do. And we also need to have access to the file system. Require file system. And we want to set up a client. And the client equals create HTTPS. And now we should have the URL to Infura, which is ipfs.infura.io, and the port should be 5001. So that should be nice. Yes, let's just console log this and see what we get. No, not that one. We got some stuff. Good. So now we have a client, the Infura client up. Now we need to get our hands on this lovely little file that we have. So let's do const test buffer. It's just a buffer, and we say no, we do say okay. Const file equals fs read file sync. And the file name was example.png. Okay, and now we need to convert this file to a buffer. And we do that by buffer from file. And now we want to send this file to Infura. And they will return something with the SID content identifier. So we do SID equals await client add buffer. And now let's print the SID2 string should give us like the IPFS hash. How nice. Now we have the screenshot and we have the IPFS hash. And let's see. I did save the URL to Infura. This should be the URL. So let's open it up. Yeah, there we go. So now our little screenshot is on Infura. The next step, the last step, is to make a transaction on the Ravencoin blockchain where we use this hash. So we add it to our source of truth, to Ravencoin. And to use RPC and Ravencoin, we have our Ravencoin wallet here. You download it from you go to ravencoin.org and you go to wallets and you can download it for whatever I'm on Windows, wherever you are. And then you set it up, and then you set it up so that you should have it in, you should configure your wallet to be in server mode. And I like indexing assets and addresses. I index like everything. And for the sake of this demo, I have changed the username and password for the RPC. And so you should do like something like this. And to be able to communicate with our wallet, we use Axios. There we go. Now we have Axios. So let's import const Axios. So now we have Axios. And how do we communicate with Ravencoin? Well, it's not that difficult. All we have to do is, so we can say const options. No, we don't need options. Forget about that. We should we say const data is whatever we want to send, and you say JSON RPC equals 1.0 ID for this request. We can go with not applicable. We don't care. And now we should send the method, and we should send params. And in our case, we want to transfer. What we want to do is we just want to transfer a token, because when you transfer a token, you can add asset to a memo. It's like when you, if you take send here and you say that transfer assets. If you want to transfer an asset, take like this Christmas thing, you can add a memo. We will do this programmatically, but then you can add a IPFS hash. And so what we want to do is use a command called transfer. So we do this. We say help transfer. So this is the syntax. Let's copy this and add it to our code. So this is the syntax. So the method should be transfer, and what would the params be? Well, first off is the asset name, and we will send this one. We send this one. Friend/Yuletide 2021. So the asset name should be friend/Yuletide 2021. How many? We want to send one. And where should we send it? Why not burn Ravencoin? No, not that one. For the sake of this demo, sorry, I have COVID, so I cough a bit. So then we send this token to a burn address. And fourth, this is the important stuff. This is our, now we send the last parameter should be the sid.toString. Okay? So now we send, and now we just have to post this one using Axios post, and we say the URL is http 127.001.8766. That's the port my my wallet is listening to. That's the default port, I think. 8766. And then we should send data and options. And yeah, right. We need to have we have to authenticate. So this is the options to the network request, and that has to be, we need to authenticate ourselves. And we do that by username, which I hard-coded to something, and we say password equals something. Okay, so we authenticate with username and password. The username and password you have in your Ravenconf. We say send friend Yuletide to this burn address with this content ID. And so this should work. And the funny thing is, we have a little site called wall.ravenrebels.com. And wall.ravenrebels.com, this site lists the latest transactions on Ravencoin blockchain that has used an IPFS message in a transaction. Funny thing. I love it. People send some funny stuff. So our post should be here somewhere. So this code looks good. We probably have some problems, but let's run it to see what happens. Okay. Of course. Syntax error. Sorry for that. Here we go. So that was nice, and let's see what happened. And yeah, we just sent the friend Yuletide here. So if we have a look here over at wall.ravenrebels.com, when the next block is confirmed or added, probably our screenshot should be here. So it usually takes like a minute. So that was fun, and I hope you like this exercise. And as you can understand, you can then follow someone. Ta-da! You can of course follow someone on Twitter and like create a screenshot each time that person tweets or some really cool stuff. It's very, very easy to like, you have Puppeteer when you want to scrape the web. That was this part, not much code. I mean, it's dead simple to use the IPFS stuff. And what you do is, if you register a project over at Infura, you will have the option to pin the stuff. When you pin it, that means that it's there like forever. We don't pin it when we do it like this, so it will probably go away within 24 hours or so if it's not cached. So that was very easy, and you see it's very, very easy to communicate with the Ravencoin block. This is the code you need to be able to communicate with your wallet, and your wallet is like the portal. That's your window into the Ravencoin network, and everything you can do in here, you can do it from the console. That you can do in the console, you can do in this API. So you can do so cool stuff here. Just because this is so cool, we should run it again and see if something new happens. And of course, something new will happen. So I hope you liked this video, and if you want to have more tips like this, please like, subscribe, and comment, and share this to everyone you like. And it's also nice to get likes on YouTube, because that helps the algorithms to understand that Ravencoin is important, and we want to spread the word to as many as possible. Thank you, everyone. Bye.